fix that mic.
Right off the bat, Bun Buns. Welcome in, everyone. Let me go and grab. My water glass. And my coffee mug. Oh, come on. Let's go over here. What are we doing over here, camera? Over here. Yeah. As I trip over everything. Welcome in, everyone. Now that everyone's seen everything in the kitchen tonight, let's make some coffee. Mr. Wiggles likes showing off my truck for some reason. Not quite sure on that one. Just grabbing rice just before the start of stream. We gained 2.3, 2.2 grams there. Just by moving it, apparently. Problem is, pretty much all of the small scales like this, I'll use the same chips, and even if I were to build my own with like a Raspberry Pi or something like that, I doubt I could find a more accurate. They're all just that little flaky a bit off. Unless you want to spend lots of money. And thanks for hanging out with me, Bun Buns. making up for the hydrate earlier. Not a bad thought there, Will Poker. There we go. Cheers, folks. Welcome in. Alright, what do I want to get started with first tonight? Let's see how our butter's doing here. I think I want to let that sit a little bit longer. So for anyone that's unfamiliar, I'm going to end up using this entire bottle tonight, I believe. Let's see if this is dry. Yeah, we're good. Just empty the entire bottle into this thing. What is not being used by our cookies tonight, or the salmon, is going to be used in the snack mix. So we have I bought a spicy mix. There was 3 options they had. None of them were really just a straight up version, I thought. And so this one's got a bit of cayenne in there, along with the other typical ingredients. Let's see here. Whole white sesame seeds, black sesame seeds, kombu, cayenne, salt, and sugar. And as I was saying earlier, I don't know if the captions picked it up or not, but you often have some other forms of umami in there, whether some sort of wheat formation or even some types of dried seafood, or like what are they? The very thin flakes of tuna. So I don't know how well that's coming up on camera here. As I get all over the cutting board and probably in my coffee. Board obviously needs a little bit of a quick wipe down. That's what I can start with. Something pretty simple. The rice. So unlike the rice last night, I am going to rinse this tonight. This is one of those times I wish I had the sync cam to show you that I'm just doing relatively cold water. Not hot water. Not hot water at all. But cold water over the rice so that it removes any of the ground starch on the outside of that. Which greatly helps their separation when it comes to the final product. I'm still going to give that a little bit more of a rinse. That was still coming out pretty milky. What was that? What happened there? sorry about the noise right now. Why am I getting that buzzing? Is everyone else getting that buzzing noise? Okay. Hopefully that was just my earbuds. Hopefully you folks didn't get any horrible buzzing noises going on there. That was just me. My earbud was buzzing at me. I went and reset it. It's not buzzing at me now. Yeah, that was really weird. So on the stove, going to give that a heat up. Well, hopefully it was just my earbuds. I apologize if that affected anyone else out there. That was some weird electronics thing that didn't make much sense. No. Well, yes and no, but new isn't new this year. But no, this is more like the backup with the other one still in the wash. Actually, it's sitting in the wash, but I have not run the wash. So it's not even washed yet, much less dried. Alright, so I'm getting going here with my rice cooking, at least to start with their fried rice. Bad part about doing the rice in the strainer like this is it loves to get caught in the top edge. This is much more of a thing where it's been imported or taken a long time. The more local the rice is, the less this tends to be a thing, I find. It's essentially, it's been traveling. It's been rubbing up against each other. They're grinding each other. So you sort of like ground this like rice flour in with the rice after a while. Or just even just being moved around your house, etc., etc. And so that rinses away that starch that's on the outside of the rice just from being next to everything. At least that's my take on it. Thank you for the follow, Techno. So we'll bring that up to a boil and let it sit. And then we'll allow it to cool back down so that we can cook it a second time to do our fried rice. For anyone that's new in, I'm using Furikake for all of my recipes tonight, which is a sesame and seaweed and often umami combination seasoning. Used in Japan, used in Hawaii. The snack mix I'm doing tonight is much along the same lines of like a Chex Mix snack mix. I've got some imitation wheat Chex Mix along with pretzels and granola, and I'm gonna treat that just like Chex Mix. Some other common ones you might find in there being bugles and things like that. And take some butter and some soy and some furikake and heat that all up, toss that all together. And this is apparently a Hawaiian recipe, not a Japanese one, even though this is very much a Japanese seasoning. Its origins in Japanese use are some to do with a status of wealth, as in something to put over the rice to give it extra nutrition. And I guess we'll get going with cookies too. We can do that too. That's boiling. This is not what I wanted. There we go. It's a good thing that the Giphy is relatively PG. It just sounds like an appropriate name. Like, it sounds like in some other language that is inappropriate in some fashion. I really have no clue, but it really, to my mind, it just sounds that way. But then again, the translation of some of the names of this product rather, are along the lines of it tastes good. So I got brown and white sugar there with our butter. I have no idea what that is. It is brown sugar. Two sugars, one butter. Ginger, soy, green onion. Sort of the trademarks of anything Pacific. Doing good tonight. Having a good evening tonight. How's everyone else this evening? We having a good week, everyone? Wow. That's stuck on there. You go small enough for that? Nope. No, the vanilla extract. It's been a minute since I've used it. Wow. Like, it's hurting my hand to have, because it's a metal cap with... just small little things, so it's not like there's... I'm not gonna do that. Well, it's essentially alcohol typically, and then all of a sudden it just gives. I wasn't even turning that hard on it. But I can see why that's... it's looking a little gummy. I don't know if... What is the name of that movie, too? I am totally spacing on the name of that movie. I don't know if he counts as a superhero, though. But that one movie about the dude with the super smart pill that will never really happen because we really use much more of our brain than those silly little things that say we use like 2% of our potential. Yes, Will. Limitless. Pinch of salt. I was getting there. You beat me on that one, Will. Okay. What else do I want to throw into this before we start getting into the other weird stuff here? problem with this apron is both it's a bar apron, so it's not really cut for being used in the kitchen. And it also likes to ride. I don't like tucking shirts in. And so it rides my untucked in shirts. You gotta keep me on my toes, then things wouldn't be very like I wouldn't be. Then you'd really give me back problems. Yeah, that mostly involves higher counters in some form. No, thank you, bonbons. Don't really want small pieces, but the whole sticks are going to be a bit large for cookies, I think. Just a few more. Oh, hey, how handy. Clip just sitting next to the computer. Bound to use that. Cup of flour. baking powder. Baking soda. And I'm gonna retie this thing because it is riding way too low. Yeah, I'm getting annoyed by my apron tonight. All right. I am very much not a fan of turtlenecks. Thank you for the follow. All right, let's hit that oven. Get that up to 375. And because I'm not worried about E. coli in my eggs, or egg, singular. And that was salmonella, not E. coli. E. coli is beef, typically. Nah, it's still dreary. And add to that, the gate issues have returned with the weather turning wet again. So apparently whatever is giving my gate issues is water related. It's rather annoying. Grab a sheet pan and some parchment. And let's see with the pretzels if this is going to work. I don't know if this is going to be feasible. I might have to use spoons. Oh, I might have to use spoons? I guess that's okay. What about a spork? What about a spork? Are you saying that we have spork haters in the crowd? And don't normally use a fork on chocolate chippers, but I do want to push these down a little bit so I can add the seasoning. Hey, Maz. So let's hit these all up with a bit of seasoning. I missed that one entirely. How did I do that? Thank you for the resub, Moss. Alright, so we've got our cookies portioned out on a tray here. Oh, with a pretty heavy dose of the seasoning mix in there. I'm even going to push it in there a little bit, make sure that it doesn't get too hot and burn. And we're not up to temp yet with that. I'm gonna start in on my snack now. – 17 months. Do I want to throw? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. So in bowl here, we're gonna take the last of these pretzels, these sea salt pretzel sticks. Add in some whatever cereals of your favorite choices. Other ideas for this, like I said earlier, were I've already forgotten the name again. Bugles, or Fritos, or any of your favorite salty, snacky items. Let's give these a shot and see what these are like. Yeah, those will work. I don't think I want to use that whole box. Pretzels and applesauce. Not 2 clips over there, just 1. Oh hey, that butter's on a bit hot. And then I'm going to add some granola in there. Other options other than granola, obviously any of your favorite candied nuts. Let's try this. Honey Lid is cooperating tonight. And so into our butter. Add a good dose of honey there. Soy. I also saw similar recipes to this for popcorn as well. Most of them don't do honey. They actually do this stuff over here, which I'm going to put a little bit in there. But normal corn syrup, not the high fructose stuff. And then our seasoning mix, which I'm going to add the majority of this in there. And then this is going over our, that's going over here, over all of this. Thank you for the raid and the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, I cook on stream 4 nights a week. Tonight, doing an ingredient challenge. We got my seasoning mix out of Japan, Furikake. And I'm making a snack mix with that. I'm making pretzel, semi-sweet chocolate, and seasoning cookies for our dessert. And I haven't yet got started on dinner other than I've made rice. I'm going to be doing stir-fried rice. Well, not stir-fried rice. I'm going to be doing basically fried rice with... No, I do not. Fried rice with furikake, eggs, and salmon. No, what I have is a little camera with a little built-in face tracking / AI software that just points the camera towards me. I think actually, is our oven up to temp? Our oven's up to temp. So I'm gonna put the cookies in and get those starting cooking. Get those done and out of the way. Once the cookies are done, we can drop the temp and dry out our snack mix. No, I don't have a great setup for being outside. I've toyed around with it once or twice. It's been a year or two. But I don't have a great mobile setup or an outside setup. I am planning here. Next week is a chat sponsored theme. Gonna be doing spam all the next 3 streams. But after that, I am planning on doing, I think it's a week from Friday. So yeah, a week from Friday, I'm planning on doing a chicken stock stream, which will be a nice, decent length stream. I've made all sorts of steak sub. I have a chest freezer right down here. It's not really visible by the camera too well. You can see the corner of it there, sort of, in the bottom corner. And right now we got some pork in there. I broke down a half pig. It's been in there for a while. I think we're 5 months in on that. And I've also had a quarter steer in there before in the past. And it looks like my shoutouts for giving this that lovely raid were a little bit delayed there. Alright, so we got rice. We gotta do our salmon. So we'll pull out a protein board. Pulling my salmon out of the packaging here. Elfie! Thank you so much for that raid. Welcome in, everyone. Happy Wednesday to you all. I'm doing an ingredient challenge tonight. Every Wednesday I do an ingredient challenge. We have a vote in the Discord on ingredients. I've been doing this for several years now. And tonight's ingredient is Furikake, which I've said before, it sort of sounds like it's inappropriate. Like I'm worried, like saying this, like I'm gonna get Twitch after me, moderation after me. But it's essentially a seaweed and sesame seasoning with potentially other types of umami. This one's got a little bit of cayenne in there for a little bit of heat. And I've made chocolate chip cookies with pretzels and the Furikake seasoning. And I've also made sort of my own take on a Chex Mix, which I'm going to throw in the oven to dry out after we get the cookies back out. And then we got salmon with rice. Almost clean, got a little belly left on there. Oh, not raw. Especially with, this has still got the scales and. No, I'm not a fan of hard cooking salmon, but I'm also not a fan of raw salmon either. I am thinking, let's debone this too. Thank you for the follow. Sprinkle it over ramen, sprinkle it over rice. As I was saying earlier, this is the original origins
in Japan were as a sort of like an upper class a nutritional addition to rice. And during like World War II, it was like a major thing that was pushed out as, you know, adding nutrition to rice. But it's used well beyond that, in that the Chex Mix like recipe, this isn't Chex Mix, this is a different mix of things, but the Chex Mix recipe is actually Hawaiian based. Thank you for the raid, Elfie. Thank you for sharing your community. I didn't quite ask. I normally try to ask everyone. I haven't asked anyone. I've gotten 2 raids tonight. I didn't ask either of the people raiding me what they were up to. What were you streaming tonight? Where you're bringing your communities from? There's probably still a few in there, but I think I got most of the pin bones out of there. For anyone, I don't know if that's even coming up well on camera. The pin bones. Little thin slivers that scratch your throat. Nice. What are we doing for digital painting? What's our genre? Ooh, I'm smelling those cookies. And realizing that I didn't set a timer for them. Let's take a look at those and see how those are cooking. Those are on the edge. I'm actually gonna turn the oven off and reset it for 250 for our mix, and leave them in there for just another minute or 2. As the temp hopefully falls. Salmon, I'm going to cut this down into a couple of different cuts here. I think I'm going to try and do 2 nice cuts for 2 nice plates of actually just a nice square, if I can get 2 nice squares out of this. And then tail meat and the other pieces I'm going to cook, but I'm going to put a really heavy sear on. I'm going to cook on them more than the actual like fillets, and use that for flaking into the rice itself. And so like I think this is probably a nice square right here. Welcome in, Ozzy. Okay, so all of this is going to get a bit more of a cook on it, and then these we're just going to do a nice medium well sear on them. I know I have friends that would go just black and blue on that when it comes to salmon. I don't know, I'm just a little bit iffy about everything that comes out of the water. We'll pull the rice off to the side here. Realize I need to mute my other computer speakers. And this reminds me, chat. There's a lovely list of ingredient suggestions in the Discord. And I'm gonna have to pick 2 for next week's challenge. Many of those could use just another couple of votes to bring them to the top. Thank you, Elfie. Oh, hey, what do you know? Pre-prepped pan with parchment. And I'm gonna add all of this delicious snack mix on that half pan. And so we have our Furikake snack mix. We're gonna give that oven a moment to come back down to proper temp for that, even though it's probably telling me it's 250 already. And hey, we got some cookies on the stove too. Our chocolate chip Furikake and pretzel cookies. You got some stick pretzels sticking out of those in places. Bit of sunflower oil in our large cast iron. Heating that up. Awesome, Ozzy. Any nervousness about that? Or are you hyped up about the, I'm gonna, do the marathon? I have to find one, and actually I'm keen to try and find a particular one from a particular relatively local farm. But I want to get myself a nice duck this year for Thanksgiving, I think. And I haven't decided yet if I want to do a stream on Thanksgiving but Really, at least I haven't checked today, but there's been plenty of turkeys in my supermarkets that I saw in the last couple of days. I don't know about that one, Elfie. I think that may be a planned shortage. The majority of U.S. production, the majority of turkey production for the U.S. is U.S. production, as far as my memory recalls. And oh, bird flu. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to start with the scrap pieces first. Tempted to use this last piece here almost like a fillet too. I mean, it deserves it. I mean, this is only about a pound salmon. This is all right. Putting our Chex Mix in the oven. But this, I'm less concerned about getting that perfect cook on the salmon that I have in the pan right now. And more wanting that crispy, crunchy, brown goodness for in the rice. Wow. So no turkey, no crab. All the crab's dying too. All the bees are dying. Everything's dying. That stuff, we want that stuff. There's a lot of people saying that honeybees are fine too, but the only reason the honeybees are fine is because they can force them to reproduce. They can force them ahead of time. With bees, typically you have one queen. However, a healthy, properly operating hive will produce eggs for future queens. And so they can then take those and use them to start new hives. And so we've been forcing them to reproduce when in reality them, along with most of the wild bees out there, are not doing all that great. I don't know why I got on a bee kick there. But hey. Thank you for joining me on the ride. Asocial, huh? Got some nice color on that piece. That one's not looking too bad. These bigger ones are taking a little more attention. But this is all loveliness, crispiness, deliciousness that'll go lovely in our rice. Very much maybe you got a little bit of a larger salmon and made yourself one or two nice fillets and did that for one dinner, and this is the leftovers for that. Yes, yes, welcome to my TED Talk. We have salmon. Ah, that's probably true too, yeah, but certainly a lot of the pesticides are not singling out bees. They're taking them out with everything else and that sort of stuff. Nice. Cookies are looking good. I'm not going to break into those just yet because I actually am oddly just not interested in sweets at the moment. Awesome, Cosmic. What kind of restaurant are you going? Do you plan for? All right, so we got some nice brown crispiness. I don't want to absolutely cook them completely to death, but as far as, you know, I would not serve that as a fillet or something along that line to someone. Make sure we get the good fond up off of the pan here for our actual nice... Well, do I actually want to start in those first, or do I want to do... I don't want to hot hold those. I think I'm going to do the rice next, which means I need some other things. I need some green onions prepped. That sounds awesome. Virginia. Virginia doesn't seem like that bad of a state. I haven't been, that I recall. I've probably driven through it at some point in my life. But, I sort of feel like, you know, that's like the first target of any nation that wants to get after the U.S. It's just going to take out Virginia with it. With, D.C. or the naval harbor, or yep, and they have all sorts of different homes for them. There aren't typically all living in hives. A lot of them have a lot different. Some of them burrow, some of them live in plants. I've certainly been more annoyed by mosquitoes in my life than bees of any sort. Bees are a lot like spiders. They're after stuff that I don't really care about them going after. And they generally don't care about you as long as you don't harass them. Meanwhile, mosquitoes are sucking your blood just to reproduce. Mosquitoes are the Borg. Actually, they're just one of very many, essentially parasitic animals that there are out there. They seem to love me too, Tusk. I got bit by one going down to TwitchCon. Driving down middle of farmland where I stopped for the night in the way. One of them got me when I was outside, and I was like, I thought it was like a deer fly or something biting me. Like, it was one heck of a bug, but one of the locals was like, nah, they all look like fat flies around here. Like, it had that, like, tannish, silvery, sort of like, opal-like color to it. And I wanted to do this all in the same pan, but I don't want to sear the salmon, the nice cuts of salmon that I need to keep the temp, and then hot hold them. So I'm going to do the rice separately ahead of time, regardless of Mr. Wiggles not wanting to pay attention. Over here, yeah, there we go, camera. Mozzies? I need to know what mozzies are. No, it was every time I put my hand up, like, stop, it defaults to that, and then the rig I have for holding it up isn't 100% stable, and so it may lean ever so slightly in one direction or another. Right now I think it's leaning towards the window, and so when it's not powered into any direction, it sort of drifts in that way. I grew up with a lot of them as a kid. I grew up in, I think my parents told me, someone told me it used to be an old riverbed back in the day. Like, long time ago, sort of a thing. And so they were around. They were certainly in the woods in the area. As an adult, I don't really have any of them here up in Sonoma. I haven't had any problem with bugs, I don't think, at all out here, other than like late evening, dusk sort of thing. It's generally pretty nice. I think I'm going to use this bad boy for the rice tonight then. So we got our green onions / scallions. We got some ginger. Are you saying that Mr. Wiggles is protesting, Ozzy? Maybe Mr. Wiggles should have a sub button. Sort of gone back to fresh ginger here. I think the freeze-dried ginger was sort of a fail. I don't like the, I think they're too large. It's not cut well, etc., etc. So one of the important things with ginger is ginger has a lot of plant fiber going through it, a lot of stringiness to it, and so you have to cut it thin against the fiber, which generally goes up through it as it's growing. Just sort of like a skirt steak. You want to cut it thin and against the fiber, and then it's almost pull apart from that point. Which I'm not going to try and pull this apart because I don't trust that it would, but from here it's just rough chopping. Now we got all those stringy fibers going through it broken down. And when I say plant fiber, I mean not necessary dietary fiber. I'm talking about the texture of the product. So we got ginger, we got green onion that needs to be cooked. I would love to have some garlic here right now, but I don't have any fresh garlic in the house right now. And I'm not going to do any onion in with this. Do I want to do any carrot? Let's do a little shredded carrot. Exactly. Exactly, Dusk. This is me not feeling like pulling out the box grater for carrot. I am reconsidering. No, we're not going to do onion. We got enough going on here. We got a lovely dinner going on here tonight. Let's start heating up our pan. on the stove. And I'm going to put a fair amount of oil in here, because I almost want to be frying this a little bit. Not one, but two pieces of shell in there. Wow. Glad I didn't crack these right into the rice. Oh no, that's carrot, I think. Yeah, that's carrot. So we got our eggs ready for our rice. Pan's nice and hot. We got our soy sauce out. Gonna add a bit of sesame oil in with the other oil, with the sunflower. Which always smells amazing. Smell of sesame oil. I love the smell of sesame oil. Ginger and the whites of our green onion going in. Carrots too. Hit that with a bit of garlic powder. Now we'll add our rice from earlier. Add in our egg. Add in a bunch of soy, cutting the heat. Adding our salmon, our already cooked salmon that we're gonna break up into this. Like I said, we want this for the crispiness, not so much for the tenderness of the fish at this point. Enjoy. Have a great night. Okay, so mixing that in, pulling up any of the good crispiness on the bottom from either the egg or the rice cooking up. As long as there isn't a ton of it, it's great. Add a bit more soy to that. Isn't quite there with the color, in my opinion. All right. So back with our other pan, a little saute action on the other side of the stove. We're gonna sear those other nice pieces of fish, but we're gonna treat them a little bit differently than the stuff we did before by first salting them nicely. Heat is off here. This is just hot holding on its own temp. The rice is going to hold its temp for a nice long time. Sear these skin side down first. I ignored that too with the first batch. Always skin side down first. Hey, Evangeline, welcome in. Evangeline. We're searing the salmon. I guess we can plate up our, or bowl up our rice. The snack mix is very much actually a Hawaiian recipe, and it's essentially Chex Mix, but you're using this along with that. That is currently cooking in the oven, and I think I want to pay a little more attention to the salmon here first, but I'd be happy to show it here in a moment. But here's what I have here, Evangeline. We've got a wheat-based sort of Chex, off-brand. I got pretzels in there. I've got granola in there. And then I've got the soy sauce, Furikake, and butter mixture tossed in with all of that loveliness. We have our salmon. Nice sear, but you can see from the side. Maybe, that's looking a little more cooked through than I thought it was once we get it. That one's still, you can see it's not 100% through yet. Carry over. It'll be gorgeous. Put a piece of salmon over the top of that. Hit that with a bit more green onion. Turning our pan off and back that's smoking like mad. A little bit more soy over the top. And finally, last little punch of Furikake. Photo time. Why are you still smoking, Pam? No, you're off. You're calming down. Awesome. Rice is looking a little stickier than I like my fried rice, but nice, Uber. So this is dinner tonight. Let's plate up our cookies. Take a photo of these lovelies. There we go. And so these are chocolate chip pretzel and Furikake cookies. And let's see if we want to pull this out. It was looking when I showed that to Evangeline that this wasn't quite ready. Just still looking a little too soft. Yeah. Tasty, but I'm going to give this a little bit longer in the oven. I'll show a photo of this on the Discord a bit later. Wow, that's got a kick to it. That there's some cayenne in this particular blend of Furikake. It was their spicy version. And there's a kick there. I can definitely taste that. Some potent cayenne. How you doing, Caffeine? Welcome in. Catching the tail end of the evening dinner. Our ingredient challenge for tonight. But speaking of ingredient challenge for tonight, we need an ingredient challenge for next week. So let's pull up the Discord here. And see what we got for our ingredient challenge next week. All sorts of threes. Do we have any fours? I think I saw one there. Acai berries. Okay. Acai. I don't know how to pronounce that one. But it's one of those ones that... It's not endive, it's endive. Sort of thing. It's not San Pedro, it's not San Pedro, it's San Pedro. Even though in Spanish it would be the other way around. So acai berries on 16th. And what's the top 3 here? Durian. I don't know which one of those scares me more. Like the idea of using ICA, I can't even say it, as a savory dish. Like, that's not savory, that's sweet, that's a whole bunch of fruit, it's a fruit bowl. Or durian, which is just foul smelling. Like, smells like a rotting diaper and is essentially like banana custard. It's not all that exciting. And so you can vote for your favorite for me to have to cook with next week. That'll be next Wednesday. Welcome in, Kip, catching the tail end of tonight. We got our lovely dinner chilling here on the board. And I'm just about ready to go and enjoy. I'll give everyone one last glance at the snack mix that I'm going to leave in the oven for a bit longer to dry out a bit more. But we got a snack mix with pretzels and granola and cereal. You can use your favorite Bugles or Fritos or whatever you want in this. And that's just tossed with melted butter, soy sauce, Furikake seasoning, and maybe some salt, maybe some sugar. This has already got some salt and sugar in there. Apparently, you know, it took the Hawaiians to realize that you can put, you know, seasoning mix on their snack mix. Let's give the cookies a try before we close out the evening, since the savory and sweet is the biggest potential problem here. I think these are going to be delicious. There's certainly a little bit more of a savoriness to them, but with chocolate, pretzels, I was leaning in that direction anyways. So I think that's deliciousness. And they came out perfectly how I like them, just maybe perhaps a little soft here and there, but mostly a little crunchy, a little crispy, a little, but not hard. Good stuff. And they have a bit of that heat too from the cayenne. That's some potent cayenne in there. I'm not going to say it's hot like, oh my gosh, it's hot. But my mouth has got a bit of a heat tingle going on. I would love to thank everyone for joining in tonight. Do we have anyone guiding the raid? Do we have any suggestions where we should head from here tonight? We had that lovely raid from Elfie. Do we want to go back to it with the art maker themed? I know where we can go. Do we have anyone suggesting yet? No, we don't. Awesome. I'm going to share all you lovely folks with Bentorius, occasional lurker in chat. He's been doing beer streams, he's been doing tasting streams, he's been doing that loveliness. It looks like that's what he's up to. I have not caught his streams yet, but love rating people who hang out in my chat. So I'm going to send all you lovely folks out to hang with them. I hope that he's not playing some loud music or anything to wake you all up. But I hope you all have a lovely evening. Hope to see you back here on Friday. We're starting Spam Week. Gonna be doing spam foods all the next week. We got them all down in the calendar, down in the About section. You can get the Google link and then the About section for that. And I hope you come back. Have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye now.